kicked my own family out of my life. People call me cold, heartless, even ungrateful, but they have no idea what really happened behind closed doors. When I was a kid, my house was never a home. It was a war zone. My mom and my stepdad fought every single night, screaming, breaking things, slamming doors. I would hide under my blanket, listening to every word, hoping it would stop, sometimes wishing the walls would swallow me whole. I tried to talk to them to tell them how scared I was, but every attempt ended in shouting or being ignored. I felt invisible, forgotten, like I didn't matter. Every birthday, every school play, every small achievement went unnoticed. I begged for attention. I tried to make them proud. I tried to make them see me. But eventually I gave up. I stopped believing they could ever care. Then there were moments when I found small escapes, playing outside until the sun went down, sneaking into books to forget the chaos, sometimes imagining a life where I was, noticed where I mattered. Then one day, everything changed. My stepdad got into a terrible accident, a car crash that could have ended everything. And suddenly they acted like they had learned something. They wanted to be better parents, but only for my little sister. She became the center of their world, their angel, their second chance, the one they finally showed love and care to. And me, I was still the shadow, standing in the background. I watched them fuss over her school projects, her little victories, the way they smiled at her. And I felt a mix of relief and jealousy. In high school, I tried to reach out again. I tried to tell them how their neglect hurt me. I told them about nights I spent crying, about the way their silence cut deeper than any fight, but each time I opened my mouth, it ended in yelling or cold looks or slammed doors. So when I turned 18, I left one suitcase, no goodbyes. I walked away from everything I knew, from the pain, from the neglect. I cut ties and swore I would never need them again. Years passed. I built my own life. I worked long hours. I traveled. I made mistakes. I celebrated small victories alone. I built a family, a home, a life I could finally call my own. I thought the past was buried, but one day they called me, saying they were sick, that they had nowhere to go. And then came the hint. Maybe I should let them move in like nothing ever happened. I refused, but they came anyway, standing at my front door with bags in hand, looking at me like I owed them everything. I remembered all the nights I cried alone, all the birthdays they missed, all the fights I witnessed, and I felt the anger rising. My mom said, "After all we've done for you, you can't just turn us away." And I looked her in the eyes and said, "No, not anymore." She screamed. She yelled, claiming I was cruel, claiming I was still holding grudges. I thought about all the times I hid in my room, the times I hoped they would notice me, the moments I was ignored while they praised my sister. And I said, "Already have someone you raised with love, someone you actually cared about. Let her take care of you." And then I closed the door, I watched them leave, their footsteps fading, and I realized sometimes survival means being the villain in your own family. Sometimes the hardest thing you can do is cut ties with the people who should have loved you. And I knew I would never regret choosing my own life, my own family, my own peace over the chaos, over the lies I was born into. And for the first time in my life, I felt free, truly free.